I think the biologists are going to go crazy over this one and crucify me, but I think there must be something like a mean gene, something in the genetic code that makes animals vicious or mean. I know the Russians did experiments and are still doing it for over 50 years. They took wild foxes and said, we're going to try to tame the foxes. We're going to select for one trait only, gentleness or tameness in the foxes. They kept selecting out the tamest of each litter, and after 50 years, they had foxes that were just like dogs. They come running up. You can, roll over, scratch my belly. Many things changed about these foxes. They only selected for tameness. I think the same thing would be true for viciousness. People can breed dogs to be vicious, like maybe pit bulls or something. I don't know. But I think there is something in the genetic code that deals with the disposition toward gentleness or meanness. And I think in God's perfect law, if we would continually execute people that do see certain crimes, we would gradually get a much better society that not so many people have this mean gene in them.
So you mentioned murder, kidnapping. You mentioned smiting or cursing your parents. What about where the Bible says that adulterers should be put to death, homosexuals, or those who commit bestiality and things like that?
Absolutely, yes. And witchcraft. Those, according to the Bible, are death sentences. I am in a room with 48 men in it. I've been locked up for 99 months. In a few weeks, it'll be 99 months. I have seen the effect of people committing adultery and children being raised without their normal mom and dad. I'm in the middle of it. I have a bird's eye view, a ringside seat of what happens. If indeed adulterers were executed very quickly, society would be much more calm and I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying we should look at the biblical pattern.
Right, it's the government that should do it. We're not saying that Christians or churches should be carrying out these sentences. We're talking about a pattern for criminal justice in America that's based on the Bible. Is that right?
Exactly correct. That's what our founding fathers started off saying. Look, let's pattern our whole government after the Bible, but let's divide it up into three factions based on the Isaiah or Jeremiah passage about God is